Welcome to part 3 of the trial ride for NaZiyah Harris. In part 2, we rode through the timeline up until about 9:30 p.m. And all I did was took and pieced out the details that they gave us at the preliminary hearing. I put it in order to help build this timeline. I can honestly say we had eyes on NaZiyah from like 6 a.m. up until 9:30 p.m. But once I got to part 3, this video right here, and I started piecing out the details within this time frame, shit get real fuzzy. And based off of the facts of the case and watching the movement after checking into the Parkcrest Inn, I'm scared to admit that I lost NaZiyah. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Come on, ride with me.
Who is it that checked out a room?
Jarvis Butts.
And is there a address associated with that?
Yes, there is.
And without reading the numbers of the address, what street is that on?
Wilshire Drive.
And is there a phone number associated with that person?
Yes, it is.
And what's that phone number?
313-585-8719.
Okay. And what is the day that this hotel room was checked out?
January 9th, 2024.
Okay.
Check-in was 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
So they have the receipt from the Parkcrest Inn with all of Jarvis' personal information on it. And again, it says that he checked in at 9:30 on January the 9th. Now, the phone records, and that includes like the call detail reports, the phone pings, all of that was crucial to this case. And the state relied heavily on these phone records. Now, and I told y'all in part 2, the call detail report confused the hell out of me. And I was confused when it came to the direction of the call. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This right here. Okay, so you see where it says the target number ending in 8719. Now, if you look further down, you'll see direction, outgoing, and then contact ID, phone number ending in 1520. So I can look at it like, okay, Jarvis made an outgoing call to 1520. Or was it 1520 made an outgoing call to the target number, which we know is Jarvis' number? Y'all understand what I'm saying? I ain't trying to confuse y'all. I want to get to the bottom of this shit so we can put this timeline together the way it's supposed to be put together. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's what I was confused about. So I went back to the testimony about these phone records. Listen to what the fuck she said.
For row 1, which we only have one row in this instance, we're going to have the target device, which is the phone number, and the date, time that was requested. So in this case, it's going to be January 9th of 2024, and the time, which is in UTC time or military time, it's going to be 16:09 or 4:09 p.m., and then the duration, how long the activity lasted. You have a start lack and said that's actually your location information. And then the call type, in this case it was a voice call. Call status, whether it was completed or not completed. The direction, incoming or outgoing. Did he make the phone call or did somebody call him? And then you have the contact ID, which is who the device was contacting or interacting with.
Okay, and that would have been the phone number that it was, that in this case that we're looking at, an outgoing call was placed to?
Yes.
All right.
The more I listen to this, the more it seems like she's saying that Jarvis made an outgoing call to the contact ID, which is that number ending in 1520. What y'all think? I mean, I know I'm harping on this because I want to make sure we get it right. And I know this may be irrelevant to some. And I could just say, you know, Jarvis made contact with these numbers at this time. But my nosy self, I want to know who called who. To me, that's important. And it could possibly be a game changer. Come on, let's ride, man. After that 9:30 check-in, they gave us the phone records that started at 10:53 p.m. That phone ping at 10:53 p.m. placed Jarvis still in the area of the Parkcrest Inn. And guess what? Jarvis made contact with the phone number ending in 1520. It says it was an outgoing call. And y'all should remember this number from part 2. Remember, this is the same number that Jarvis made contact with at 409 when him, NaZiyah, and Cordell got back to that shop. Yeah, same number. It was a completed call that lasted 20 seconds. No soon as he hung up with 1520, 7 seconds to be exact, there's an outgoing call to a number ending in 5161. Remember, that's Shannon. And I was like, what? Interesting. So he tried to call Shannon and she didn't answer? See, that's what I'm saying. This is one of the reasons why I question the direction on these reports. Because like nowhere in Shannon's testimony did she mention having like a missed call from Jarvis or at some point, him trying to call her, whatever. It wasn't none of that. She said that she tried to call him and he didn't answer. And that just made sense to me. Now, I know we can look at Shannon like she's just a damn liar, but it made sense to me. I mean, hell, he's sneaking around with her niece at the same time. Okay? So, yeah. What y'all think about that? While still at the Parkcrest Inn at 12:37 a.m., so right after midnight, Jarvis makes contact with 1520 again. It says it was an outgoing call, so Jarvis keeps calling them? I wonder why. Even if it's them calling him, I wonder why. I mean, I really want to know who this is. Because shortly after this phone call, Jarvis' phone is pinging away from the Parkcrest Inn. He on the move now. And the $1 million question, where's NaZiyah? Is she with him? Did she stay at the hotel? Did somebody else come pick her up? I got questions. What y'all think? At 1:09 a.m., Jarvis made contact with a number ending in 5573. Remember her? That's Tashiana. The fake fiance. It was an incoming call that was completed and it lasted only 4 seconds. So she's calling Jarvis? She even called a second time at 1:09. And that too was an incoming call that lasted only 7 seconds. And I was like, I wonder what the hell that was all about. What y'all talking about? I mean, their conversations was quick as hell. But while those 2 conversations were made, Jarvis' phone is pinging near the address 4 East Alexandria. Now, from Parkcrest Inn to 4 East Alexandria, it takes about 15-20 minutes to get there, depending on which route you take. So from 12:37 a.m. to 1:09 a.m., that's what, 32 minutes? It takes about 15-20 minutes to get there. That would mean there's about, 15 minutes unaccounted for? I mean, did he hang around the hotel for a minute after that phone call with 1520? I mean, did he make a stop somewhere? I don't know. But what I do know is that Jarvis left that Parkcrest Inn and ended up at these apartments right here, called the Bicentennial Tower Apartments on 4 East Alexandria. And while he pulling up over there, 2 text messages were sent at 1:11 a.m. The first text was an outgoing text. So what? Jarvis sent the first text? And then the second text, also at 1:11, was an incoming text to Jarvis. When I first seen these texts, I thought about what Shannon said.
Last part, I texted him. Well, at first I called him. He didn't answer. The second time I sent him a message. Still no Twitter. He replied back, "Oh, wow."
Okay, thank you.
See, she describes 2 texts. And the first one, she would have sent to Jarvis saying, "Still no Twitter." And for those of you who don't know, NaZiyah's nickname was Twitter. So this would have been an incoming text to Jarvis. And then Jarvis responding to her text, "Oh, wow," like he don't know nothing, right? That would have been an outgoing text from Jarvis. Now, this is one of those reasons, another reason anyway, why I question the direction of those calls. I mean, maybe it's just me. I mean, it could be just a coincidence. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, we don't know what number the text was made from. And we don't know what the text said. And I was like, I mean, why wouldn't they tell us that? Hell, they read all those other text messages. You understand what I'm saying? They read 2 days worth of text messages. I wanted to know what these 2 text messages right here said. Okay? You know, just something to think about. But how about this? You ain't gonna believe this shit. After those 2 texts, Jarvis made contact with, guess who? 1520. Again. That call was made at 111, and it says that it was an outgoing call. Now, if you haven't noticed by now, Jarvis and this damn 1520 been in contact all day. 4:09 p.m., 10:53 p.m., 12:37 a.m. That phone call got Jarvis up out that Parkcrest Inn. And now we got this call at 111. And this 111 phone call was the shortest conversation between Jarvis and 1520, lasting only 6 seconds. So, here's the thing. I don't know about y'all, but I'm thinking 1520 might know something about something. I mean, is it just me or nah? What y'all think? And I also wonder if 1520 is tied to these apartments right here, Bicentennial Towers. Because we know who lives there.
You mentioned NaZiyah, is it NaZiyah Rushing?
Yes.
Okay. And Miss Rushing stays at 4 Alexandria Street, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So on the 9th, you had information that he was both at the Wilshire address at some point, correct?
Yes.
And he was at the Alexandria address, correct?
Correct.
And did you get any information from any of these witnesses that that was not true?
That what was not true?
That he was at those addresses?
Did I get any information that he was not at the addresses? I believe when we talked to NaZiyah, she couldn't remember if he was, she didn't acknowledge seeing him that night.
Okay.
So this girl, another one of Jarvis' lady friends, told the police that she didn't remember. She didn't acknowledge seeing Jarvis that night. I mean, I don't know if I believe this. Do y'all? Did the police question her because of her address? Or did her phone number show up in the records? Is she 1520? I mean, I don't know. But I really want to know. Because after this 111 exchange, we knew Jarvis was at 4 East Alexandria. But this is where they put a pause on the phone records. They gave us nothing else after this. And it left me thinking, where's NaZiyah?
But you didn't go to the police that night.
No.
She ever not returned home previously?
No, this is her first time ever doing this.
Your mom was going to file a police report in the morning.
Correct.
Okay. Did you go with her to file a police report in the morning?
No, it was my older sister. And that morning, I got up. And like I said, I went straight to the school. And from there, I was on my way to the police station to make the report. And they called the police from there. DPS police came to the school.
So the first report you made to the police was the next morning?
Yes.
Do you know approximately what time?
School starts at 7:30, so I got there at 7:30. They got there about, I don't know, maybe 8.
So you didn't go to the precinct, you went to the school, and the school called the police?
Yes, they called the police because I was getting ready to leave, and the dean said, no, stay here. She said, and we'll call the police.
Okay.
So later that morning, on January the 10th at 8 a.m., Grandma Annette was at the school filing a report for NaZiyah, a missing persons report, and she reported it to the school police. Okay, but did you hear Shannon say she didn't go with Grandma Annette to file that missing person report? In that clip that I played, it sounded like she said her oldest sister went, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Her oldest sister is Kenyatta, right? NaZiyah's mother. Interesting. While they're at the school filing the report, look at what Jarvis doing.
Just to clarify a little bit, Jarvis borrowed your car on the 9th,
Yes.
brought it back the 10th in the morning,
Yes. Yeah.
about 6 a.m. or so, or in the morning?
In the morning, about 8:30, 8 o'clock.
8:30. All right. Was this normal, abnormal?
No, not normal.
Not normal? Okay. And did Mr. Butts say what he was doing when he had your car?
No.
Okay.
Jarvis picked this girl car up at 9:15 the night before. Remember, she said they just swapped cars. And he just now bringing her car back at 8:30 in the morning? Oh, man, nah. She crazy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. We're not the same. That's all I'm going to say about that. We're not the same. But anyway, so after he dropped her car off and got back in his own car, I wonder where he went. I wonder where he went after that. Because he sure as hell didn't go to work.
So January 10th. Do you recall if Mr. Butts was at work that day?
I don't think he was.
What makes you think that he wasn't?
I believe he called me like 3 times, 4 times. No reason for him to call me if he was standing right next to me. He called me. We had a 30-minute conversation on one account, and then we had another conversation about 15 minutes. So
What time did you come in on the 10th?
probably about 8:40. I go to the gym, so we open at 8, but I'm never there at 8. So I probably got there maybe 8:49.
And on the 10th, were you the one that opened the shop?
Yes.
So Jarvis didn't go to work after dropping that car off. I wonder why. He was right there. Remember, Latrice lived near Outer Drive and Balfour Road. It's only about 5 minutes from the shop. And then the million-dollar question, where's NaZiyah? Is she with him? Is that why he can't go to work? I mean, I don't know. Did he go back to the hotel?
Okay. And is there a time that it was checked out?
Checked out at 12:30 p.m.
So the Parkcrest Inn receipt says that the room was checked out of at 12:30 p.m. Now, that don't necessarily mean that Jarvis physically checked out of that room. I mean, it could just simply be the time that housekeeping noted that the room was empty and checked it out of the system. I mean, I would have loved to have seen those phone pings during this time frame, but they ain't give it to us. I mean, was he in the area of Parkcrest Inn at 12:30? I mean, maybe we'll get those details later. After going about 9-10 hours with no action, no Jarvis, no NaZiyah, Jarvis popped back up on the radar to borrow Latrice's car again.
Did he borrow it later that day again or the next day?
I can't remember. It was later that day or the next day. I just know he did it again.
Okay. Now, the second time that Jarvis asked to use your car, you said that was either the day after or the next day.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about how that comes to happen.
Well, he comes to my house when he get off work. He comes by to get my car. Said he needs to use it again for his son. I said okay. And he said he wasn't going to be gone for that long like he was the time before. I said okay. And he was only gone for like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, couple things. First and foremost, I would have never let him use my car again. But she did, so it is what it is. And then she seemed confused about exactly when Jarvis borrowed her car again. But I'm telling you right here, right now, he borrowed that car the night of January the 10th, the day after NaZiyah went missing. And then remember, he had just brought it back this morning at 8:30. So now, later on in the evening, he need to use it again? To do what? But then, did you hear her say, he came to my house after he got off work? I was like, oh, bless her little heart. She think this clown been at work all day. Jarvis been moving around on demon time. And then he popped back up on the radar at 9:49 p.m. Jarvis' phone records show an incoming call, a completed incoming call that lasted 3 seconds from the phone number ending in 5467. That's her phone number. I wonder what time he picked her car up, because she didn't say. But check this out. When that call was made at 9:49, guess where Jarvis' phone was pinging? Down here, near 4 East Alexandria, the Bicentennial Towers. I was like, what? Wait a minute. So somehow, we done made our way back down to 4 East Alexandria. And y'all know what the $1 million question is. Where's NaZiyah? We still don't know where she is. Is she down there somewhere? After that 3-second phone call at 9:49 between Latrice and Jarvis, at 10:13, Jarvis made contact with Tashiana. And it says it was an outgoing call that lasted 41 seconds. His phone ping placed him still in the area of 4 East Alexandria. But by 10:30, there's another completed call between Jarvis and Tashiana that lasted only 3 seconds. And his phone is now pinging away from 4 East Alexandria. He on the move. Then there's another completed incoming call at 10:35 between Tashiana and Jarvis. And his phone is pinging, baby. And not only is he on the move, he's moving north. And that detail takes me back to my question. When exactly did Jarvis get Latrice's car again? I mean, did he have it before that 9:49 call? I'm just having a hard time with that, because based off of the phone pings, it would have been damn near impossible for him to get that car after that 9:49 call. Because once he left Alexandria, his phone was moving north. That girl lived on the other side of town. He wouldn't have had time. I'm thinking time. And then not only that, she said he only had her car for 2-3 hours. So I wonder, what time did he bring the car back? She didn't even tell us. I don't know if I could trust her. I don't know. Because by this time, by 10:51, Jarvis is in the area of 7 Mile and Greenfield Road. And his phone is pinging in that location from 10:51 p.m. to 10:53. Okay, so now let's do the math. From 4 East Alexandria to 7 Mile and Greenfield, it takes about 15-20 minutes, depending on which route you take. So from 10:30 to 10:51, that's 21 minutes. So is it safe to assume he went straight to this area after leaving 4 East Alexandria? I mean, if not, that's kind of like putting Jarvis in 2 places at the same time. Interesting. Once they placed Jarvis at 7 Mile and Greenfield at 10:53, they gave us the phone records starting at 11:40 p.m. They didn't mention any calls or texts during this time frame, only the location of the phone pings. At 11:40, Jarvis was in the area of 7 Mile and Berg. This area is only about 10 minutes away from 7 Mile and Greenfield, where he was just at 10:53. Okay, so wait a minute. We have Jarvis at 7 Mile and Greenfield at 10:53. Then by 11:40, he's at 7 Mile and Berg. I mean, hell, that's 47 minutes we're missing. There may be other records, but these are the only ones that they gave us for this time frame. So what happened in those 47 minutes? Did he stop by somebody's house? Did he pick up somebody, drop off somebody? Did he go by the store? I mean, where's NaZiyah? We need those details for them 47 minutes. Because once they got Jarvis out to 7 Mile and Berg, his phone was pinging in that area at 11:40 and didn't leave that area until 1:34 a.m. Almost 2 hours. An hour and 54 minutes to be exact. What the hell was he doing out there? Who was he riding with? And then the $1 million question, where's NaZiyah? They didn't give us any more phone records after 1:34 a.m. the morning of January the 11th. And yes, we're on January the 11th. And look who showed up for work. This guy. So he can go back to work now? Oh, okay. So, see, I always thought there was a plan between him and NaZiyah. And I really want to know what that plan was. Like, I really want to know, where's NaZiyah? January the 11th, Jarvis, he back at work. Business as usual. And he probably thought everything was all good until Latrice showed up at his job.
So you're at the shop. You see your son playing with the glasses. You take them from him. Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, tell me, what does Jarvis do?
He snatched them from me and said those were his son's glasses.
Okay.
My question was, did your son say anything about the glasses?
He was playing with the glasses, and I told him to take the glasses off because we didn't know who glasses they were.
Okay.
I didn't know if they were prescription, so I told him to take them off. When he take them off, he handed to me. Oh, Jarvis said, "Oh, those are my sunglasses," and he snatches it from my hand.
Okay. And what did Jarvis do with the glasses?
I don't know. He went towards his car.
Okay.
So she showed up at that shop, and her son found these clear glasses in that blue Nissan. Those glasses resembled the ones that NaZiyah had on in that school picture. This one. And let me say this. I don't know what it was, but I felt so sad listening to this girl talk about her son playing with these glasses, wearing these glasses. This hit me a little different. And I just remember thinking, like, damn, where's NaZiyah? I mean, can you imagine how Jarvis felt when he seen them with those glasses? Probably scared the shit out of him. He like, let me get them. That's evidence. Because I personally believe those were her glasses. I believe that. I mean, his reaction to those glasses told me everything I needed to know. She said that when Jarvis saw those glasses, he snatched them out of her hands and was like, "Oh, these my sunglasses." And then took them to his car. Because don't forget, he told her he had something to do with his son, which is why he needed to borrow the car. And I'm like, really, who he think he fooling? In my opinion, son equal NaZiyah. Based off of what we know so far about the timeline, what are your thoughts right now? Do you think NaZiyah just ran away? Do you think Jarvis actually did the unthinkable to NaZiyah? Is this murder? I mean, where you at with it? What questions do you have? What stood out to you? Let me know in the comments. I question whether or not Jarvis had help. And we're going to get into some things in the upcoming videos, but I do question whether or not he had help. And one of the things that stood out to me, y'all already know, that damn 1520. But, don't even get me started on that. The $1 million question is, where's NaZiyah? Thanks for riding with me, y'all. And I'll see y'all at the next trial ride for NaZiyah Harris.